You're listening to Darling Shine, a podcast by Ellidy Pullin and myself, Chloe Fisher.
Darling Shine is your survival kit to the unexpected shit life throws at you.
This episode is brought to you by Esme's Skin Minerals. Okay, darlings, by now you should be very familiar with one of our favourite skincare brands. Sometimes it can be daunting to try a new brand, but Esme have you covered with their free live skin consultations on their website. They will assist you with product recommendations or how to incorporate these products into your existing routine.
How good is that? Literally, I'm the biggest pest. The girls at Esme are so lovely. I actually message them on Instagram and just be like, help, my skin's so dry. I look so tired. I need some brightening up. Help me. And they literally just tell me what I need at that time, and I can send them photos as well. So the skin consultants are awesome. I especially love that they have a huge range of breastfeeding safe products too. You can use our code DarlingShine for 20% off site-wide. That is massive, and it's valid until the 22nd of May. Welcome to episode 98 or some shit. What are we on? Welcome back. Chloe's home.
We're back in the same room. Yeah. Still haven't worked out how to record a podcast though.
We're like, this is awkward. We're like back together. What do we do?
How did Ella's mic sound just then when she decided to hug it?
Yeah, we don't have the best setup going on. We're gonna have to get a studio, Darling Shine Worldwide, HQ.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Somewhere. We should get one in like Currumbin Valley and shit. You know, some people like, I don't know, obviously we're not like Rogan and that. Rogan Josh. But like we should have a studio with like a big fucking screen so randoms can come and just like, who do I think I am? Like watch us? Like are they going to, as if anyone's going to do that. Anyway, moving on.
Rogan.
Rogan Josh.
Well, that was a great start to the episode. It's great to be back. We're recording live from the Gold Coast. We're not live actually.
Yeah, we're live.
No, we're not really. Can we start again?
No, this is the best introduction we've ever done. So anyway, today we're going to go straight into a Q&A because you're going to get heaps of life updates and shit like that. So we don't really need to fluff about.
Yeah, we haven't done a Q&A this season. It actually is weird being in the same room as you.
Why? I'm having fun.
I know, but just like
everyone,
you were saying, like you're like, I don't want to look at you, and I'm like, now it is. Now you say it. It is weird looking at you.
Your head's too close to my head. I don't actually want to. I want to look at her through the screen and not look at her head. It's too close to me. And Chloe just a minute ago goes, "Oh, you've got like black hairs coming out of your nostrils," and I'm like, "Can you fucking get away from my face? Like, don't look at it too closely. I like it better when you're in America."
I know. We prefer remote sessions.
And also, everyone keeps saying lately that Chloe's a Debbie Downer and she's so serious and I'm a larrikin. Can I just say she's actually really fun? And we can't both be larrikins, otherwise we wouldn't get anything fucking done.
Yeah, I was reading a few comments on our Instagram the other day and they're like, Ellidy's so funny, Chloe. No offense, but like she's a bit of a Debbie Downer. She's always like shutting down Ellidy and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm actually – someone's got to be a little bit serious sometimes.
They're tripping. They don't know what they're talking about. They aren't with us. And Chloe gets shit done. She's a powerhouse.
Yes.
Yeah, like imagine if it was run by just two me. So like we actually wouldn't be here doing this at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a boss, like she's etch, but we love that. We love that about her.
We'll keep her. We'll keep her.
No, we'll keep her as the CEO and me as the like. What are we? I'm like the next in line larrikin.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Anyway, who the fuck cares? We'll keep it as is. We won't get rid of her.
We as in we.
We as in you and me won't get rid of Chloe. We'll keep her.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, so you can keep your job for now. We could just like minimize your salary potentially if you just like
if I don't crack some jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more jokes you crack, the higher your salary goes.
Okay, that sounds good.
Nah, that's heavy. All right, so Chloe, first cab off the rank here. Just tell us how you are, how your trip was. You've been through a lot. Where's your head at? You just got back from the States. Can you just give us like an overview of how you like? It's been about a month and a bit since losing the twins. Talk to us about everything.
America was amazing. As you know, I switched off social media and that was like So good. I haven't really done it like that before, whereas I've always kind of like been in and out, but this was like proper switch off for a whole month. I actually feel bad because I definitely left you a little bit high and dry.
I missed you a lot. Was that kind of good for me though, because I didn't have to work as much?
Yeah.
Oh,
Britt, our producer, and Ellidy were frothing because I wasn't on my phone and just switched it off. So they were like, "Yes, we can get away with doing fuck all for the next few weeks." And then I'm like, "I'm back," and they're like, "Great."
We literally text me and Britt and we're like, "Oi, is Chloe okay? Are we just getting like the week off or something? What's going on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't mention anything to her. just send her love hearts and shit. Just don't talk about work at all. Otherwise, she'll make us do something."
Yeah. So I left from Sydney and I actually flew into LA, and then we had some girlfriends. Well, one of my really good friends in LA, her friends bought a super yacht, as you do.
Who the fuck are these people?
So her partner actually sold a video game for like multi-million dollars, like actually maybe billions. I don't know. Like a lot of money. Anyway, it was like a massive super yacht.
Just casual
14
Kardashian
staff, 14,
style.
like at 10 bedrooms. Anyway, they were like, "Come and meet us in the Bahamas on this boat." And at the start, I was like, I don't know. I'm like so fragile. I'm so frazzled. Like I really don't want to even be around people that I don't know and blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, I said to Paul's manager, he was just like, "Are we going or are we not going?" And I said, "Well, if you guys organize it all, like I'll go, but like I don't have the brain capacity to do anything." Anyway, landed on this boat and in the Bahamas. It was so beautiful. And then we sailed from the Bahamas to Miami, and we spent a week in Miami for Miami Music Week, which is where Paul played at Ultra. And it's funny.
What a beautiful, like, that's like when you're having a shocker and you just kind of like.
It's funny because like
that's where you needed to be, Jill.
I honestly wasn't sure how it was going to pan out because I was so unbelievably fragile. I knew that coming into Miami Music Week is like a party week. Everyone's going nuts. And I wasn't sure if I was ready for that.
But did you have the option to just stay on the boat? If you were not
no, they were like with us the whole time. So basically I got on the boat a few hours before Paul and Brett, which is Paul's manager, and his girlfriend. And I sort of just like landed on the boat. I didn't know these people from a bar of soap, and I kind of just like came in hot, just told them because I was a bit sad and they were like, "What's going on?" Kind of told them. But I think at the time they didn't actually really realize like the extent of, they didn't know me from a bar of soap. They had no idea what I've been through. So anyway, we all just clicked so well. And I said to them as well when I left and they kind of got to know each other. I honestly had some of the best times of my life. Hand to my heart, swear to God. On that boat, it's called the Galaxy, and it was just like the staff are incredible. Everything about it was just insane. And I said to them at the end, I was just like, I couldn't have landed in the laps of like any other people better than you guys. And, you know, we've spoken about friendships before, and these people, I swear to God, are like friends for life. Like they're those ones that are in the family category.
You meet them and you just know.
So we're going to meet up with them in Ibiza, and we're going to they live on the yacht like this. That's their home.
Wow.
So
is it the kind of setup where you're just like, "Margarita, please"?
You basically, there's a button on like every level, and you just press the button, and they come. And they're like, "Hello, Chloe, can I get you a skinny margarita?" And I'm like, they learn everything that you want, and like it was pretty amazing.
I struggle a lot a bit with that.
I don't really know much about staffing on the super yachts. I actually always wanted to do it when I was younger. I was like, this would be sick. But that's what they
love it.
You know, they love it, and they get to work with such incredible people. Yeah. The two people who we were on the boat as guests of are so lovely. Like you've watched Below Deck before, and like some people that get on those boats are absolute dickheads and are so rude to the staff. But like this whole group that I was with it was like their family. It was funny. We'd come home. I think we had like an after party on the boat. We got back there at like 3 a.m. one morning, and like they're obviously up, and they're just like, "Welcome back, Chloe. Like, what can I get you?" And I'm like, "You poor
Do they not sleep?"
No, well, someone always has to be awake when you're on a boat. Like staff has to be, in case someone falls overboard and shit like that.
Am I getting on that boat? Can I be like, "Oi, feed Minnie"?
100%.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah. They probably would do that for you. No, once
Guys, I'm
everyone
not
goes
gonna
to
do
bed, everyone goes to like they can go to bed. But I
Yeah,
think that
yeah, yeah.
someone always sort of has to be like on alert in case people get
Wow.
up. So yeah, then we did Miami Music Week. Ultra Music Festival was amazing. Paul played the main stage there, and it was just it's so I just love watching him do what he does. It's so inspiring, and he works so hard, and just seeing him up on the stage and his adrenaline and where I was standing watching him, you couldn't even see him on the stage. He was like a little dot. You could pretty much just had to
Yeah.
watch him on the big screens. But it was an amazing venue. Then there's another club there called Space, which doesn't close. I didn't go to that show. That was like a 5 a.m. start, and everyone went to bed, and then the alarm went off at 4:30, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to see this one out.
It's actually so unreal when just from here watching the footage of Fish play, like it's such an insanely huge production, and
Yeah,
it's going to be so surreal actually seeing, like, I don't know, watching some of the footage, like I'm like, wow, I can't believe that's my friend.
yeah.
But I feel like in real life, I'm just going to be like, that's Fisher.
Yeah.
What?
It's
the
exciting
hell?
because this year there's so much ahead. Like we've got this crazy new production that he's put together, and it's like a
Wow.
proper show, like a visual show as well as like or what
He's
a
so
music show.
You have DJs and you have DJs. Like Fisher is so entertaining. He's like it's like a full on like it's a full on performance. Like he's like an actor.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
then we kind of did all that and went back to LA, spent a bit of time in LA. On a mental level, I actually was really content after being with those people on that boat because like a lot of them were very spiritual. Like there was a few girls that we did one morning, we all woke up and like in the beautiful sun in the Bahamas, like they laid me on the top of the deck of the boat and they put all crystals on my belly and they did like a womb healing, like cleansing session. Like they held my hands and they like, you know, with like incense and they rubbed different parts of my body and they like sung and like did all this. And then literally Paul woke up and walks up. He's like, how fucking good is this? Like walks out in the boat, didn't see that we were laying having a full on ceremony and he's there filming. And I was like to Lara,
classic,
one of my girlfriends, to Lara on there. And I said to her, I go, did you not think to like tell him that they're actually having a full on like ceremony right there and he's here screaming, filming a video? That she's like, I was trying to look at him and give him the eye, but he didn't even see.
It wouldn't be right without him there with his
foghorn.
That is so funny.
And then another girl did Reiki, and another girl was like an acupuncturist, and like honestly, this one night, I kid you not, she like flicked something out of my toe that I didn't even know. Like she's like, how do you, like, she laid me down. I was like almost like clicking my toes or something, and like she just like flicked something out, and I was like, wow, that was, I don't know what left my toe just then, but like I feel fucking good.
She pulled out a piece of glass or something. Was it like figuratively she pulled something?
Yeah, like you know, like when you have like healing sessions and therapy, like acupuncture, and they do like massaging and you know all that sort of weird shit. She was like, click, like,
oh yeah,
like
they click. Yeah, like I love the Indo massage.
Yeah, so it was just honestly, as much as like, yeah, we did drink, we did party, and it was just it was a really healing experience for me, that whole
release.
And they just held me, and it was sort of good that they didn't know everything at that point now, because you know they came in, they sort of came into it blind and just held me for what it was.
Yeah.
So I went back to LA. At this point, though, I was still bleeding. I only just stopped bleeding, and that's weird because the other 2 D&Cs that I've had, it really stopped pretty much as soon as it had finished. But this most recent one, and I don't know whether it was because it was twins, I bled for like 3 weeks. It only just stopped like a week or so ago. So I was sort of in two minds with that. And at the same time, everyone was kind of doing their things at home. And I really had to, it was weird, like on a mental level, I actually had to switch off from everything back here, because I think over time, seeing people at home with children and like living their lives, and like this is the thing, like I've said this quite a lot of times to Paul and you know you, like I'm so grateful for the life I get to live. I do find myself, even when I was on that boat, pinching myself going like, fuck, I'm so lucky. Like I honestly, I do not take any of that for granted. And it's just so funny because you know, you always want what you can't have.
Yeah.
So, you know, I might want a baby and that's all I want. But at the same time, I also have to like step back and be like, you know, I actually get to do this amazing life with Paul and with all these incredible friends and people around me that lift me up. And like, it's not that I don't get that here in Australia. I just feel like it's completely two different energies between here and there. In Australia, I feel like everyone really does settle down much earlier. They have children much earlier. They're very regimented in like what they like their work-life balance over here. Whereas in America, all of my friends in America, you mention the word kid and they're like, oh, no.
That's so funny.
Like they literally laugh at me. They're like, don't worry, we won't be having a child before you. And, you know, it's not even on the –
I don't get it.
It's not even on the program at all.
Is it kind of like how in Sydney everyone's a bit more career focused and then on the Gold Coast every man and their dog has a baby?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but so it's kind of comforting going over there knowing that I don't have to worry about people falling pregnant and like texting me. Like I think that I'm kind of over that bridge now with our friends because everyone has a baby now. Last year was like the roughest one, probably because everyone fell pregnant last year in our girlfriend group and everyone's got their babies now. And like I'm so happy for every single one of them because it's what everyone's wanted. It's what we've all wanted since we were little kids. Yeah. And I still wonder as well myself why I've been dealt these cards. And I don't know, I think that looking at it as a whole, I'm so much more. It's not like I'm spiritual or anything like that. I feel like my mind is in a completely different game these days. I just don't. Like I've said this multiple times. Like I know I will have a baby. I know that for a fact. But at the same time, I think that right here, right now, I need to just live my life and just enjoy it because you know Paul and I, well, Paul's not 30, but I'm 30. He's 37. 36. I'm not sure. 36 or 37. That's bad. And I think like where I'm at now with everything, and I'm going to see my doctor next week, and we're going to have an ultrasound and just confirm that everything's all the products. It's weird because like I'm okay with saying products of conception now because like I know that the babies have been taken out, but he was worried that there could be still some like, I guess he said products of conception
still in there.
And I worry that maybe, you know, they're causing scarring or anything like that because that's what the bleeding could have been from. So I'm going to go have an ultrasound next week, do some more blood tests, make sure that all the pregnancy hormones are like completely out of my body. And then I honestly think that, I did that DQ HLA match test where Paul and I did our blood tests and we were hoping that they were going to come back abnormal and they came back normal.
And that's the blood test, just to tell everyone, that test whether you guys are kind of compatible or
yeah,
something.
We're like a match. Look, to be fair, I didn't really look. I'm so sick of like looking into stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't look too much into it, but it was called a HLA test and it's to tell if you're it's called a DQ alpha match or something. And I think it means like our blood types are too similar and it like, I don't know, something. There's a whole protocol that you do.
It came back fine.
And
that's interesting.
I don't know. I said to Ellidy last night, I said, I think I need to detach myself to the idea that I'm going to find a reason as to why I'm not having a baby because I feel that there's this whole immune thing, but then these tests came back normal and I really thought it was something to do with this immune situation. When I do another round of IVF, I probably will go on some sort of like immune protocol. I will change it up a little bit. But in saying that, it could just happen. And it could, you know, I could have a healthy pregnancy full term and then you'll be like, well, there was no reason for it. It just happened and it just is what it is. I might not ever find out. So I'm kind of just getting out of my mind in trying to find an answer. And I think
Rummy off the couch. Rummy.
Right in front of my eyes.
Stay down.
Rummy's not allowed on the couch here.
Yeah, no. Don't. We won't tell Uncle Fisher about that.
But yeah, so I think that what my plan is, I'm actually going to maybe just have a break for a few months. I'm going to go to Europe. This previous pregnancy that I had was so perfect in timing that I was like, this is amazing. I get to I would have been like 20 weeks by the time the Europe season started, and it was just great. Whereas now I'm like, if I do another round of IVF now and it does work, which we know I can fall pregnant. I've fallen pregnant 4 times now. So we know that I can do this, but it's just holding it. And I'm not really prepared to sit at home for another 12 weeks and do all these different procedures to try and make it stick, and then it might not even work. So
it's the hardest thing because it's like, do you miss out on life and living and being happy and traveling the world and doing what you love to then, like, it's such a catch-22. Like, obviously you might be able, there's opportunities for you to maybe go and do IVF when you're away and stuff, but then it's the whole you can't travel for 3 months. And
well, I know we're going to be back in Australia at the end of the year. Paul's got a tour here in around the whole of Oz. So I figured what's like 4 or 5 months, like honestly, the Europe season is, and you'll soon find out when you come over in July, it is the best times ever. The sun's out, everyone's having a good time. Like, I don't need to party and I don't need to absolutely go nuts. I can go over there and chill, and I don't want to sit here and miss that. And these times in our life right now, especially where Paul's at in his career, like, this is going to be such a massive year. We've just had 2 years off from COVID. I'm not going to miss that. Like, literally, I'm so 30. Young. It's fine. I'll have a kid. Whether I come back here in like October, November, and I do another round of IVF and we're here all the way through till January, that so be it. But I'm just sick of like putting everything on hold. I've done it for two and a half years now. I'm just over it.
You've had the best shift of mindset, and like you just said, why would you, like, you can't miss these moments because you can actually try naturally. You and Fisher can try naturally when you're away. Like, and it's not out of the realms of possibility that that's going to happen. You hear of that all the time. People do IVF for 5 years and then whoopsie daisy, they fall pregnant naturally. Yeah. I mean, obviously not whoopsie daisy. That's amazing. Yeah. And that brings me to a listener question. Are you guys still enjoying Am I a news fucking presenter then? God, are you guys still enjoying conceiving naturally? Like, you know, love making and trying to conceive naturally, because obviously such a strain doing IVF. Like, do you still find you're enjoying actually just being in bed together and shit?
Yeah, of course. Like, I think when we definitely went through, when we're in the thick of IVF at the very start, it became very like regimented and it wasn't fun, and it was like this time. But now I feel like I've like let go of the expectations now. Like, not that I don't think I'm going to fall pregnant actually. I'm just like, well, fuck, it's pretty fucking difficult. But anyway, I'll give it a go. Yeah. So yeah, we still have fun. We still like it's not at all a chore. Like I think that we're past that stage. Yeah. But look, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna every month when I know I'm ovulating, we're gonna go hard. Yeah. We're gonna try. I mean, I don't know when I'm ovulating right now at the moment because I still haven't got my period back. But we're back to the honeymoon stage.
That's so good to hear. Yeah, it is such a strain. Like, I mean, Chump and I were doing that too, and like you get in this thing in your head where you're like, well, let's relax this week and like save our energy because next week's going to be fucking hectic. But then it's like, just
you hear stuff all the time. People falling pregnant throughout their whole cycle.
Exactly. So people are like, I swear I had my period and I fell pregnant, and I'm like, I swear that's not possible. The doctors say that, but like maybe it is. Who knows? Like, But anyway, we don't need to get into like the doctor shit. Yeah, like
enough with the doctors.
People are going to start trying on their period now.
Yeah, don't do that. But I want to speak about you. With enough about me, people like next.
No, that was the best recap. Like, I think everyone needed to hear that.
Yeah,
from you.
I feel like I hadn't really spoke. I honestly went to America and I'm like, I'm not telling anyone anything. Bye.
No, that was the best.
I definitely came back. Feeling so much better.
It's such a new year for you. I feel like
it's just so funny because every stage I'm in like these different mindsets, but I actually do feel like my mindset's getting better each time.
It is.
Every month. Like, I just am feeling, different feels.
It's crazy what you can physically and mentally deal with, and you have coped. You are coping with so much. Like, you came into this year a new person, and then you got dealt those cards where you lost your fucking twins. Yeah. And that was your third. Stop licking me, Rummy.
Like, I need to get a Rummy babysitter.
we've got a mini sitter, we need a rummy sitter. But yeah, and like look at you, come straight back.
But I want to speak about you, and I actually want to speak about Chumpy's parents because a lot of people have written in about them, and I want to know how they coping, how are they feeling. Obviously, it's still so surreal.
Yeah, I do get a lot of questions like, where are Chumps' parents? How come they're not with Minnie and stuff? And yeah, just about Chumps' parents in general. Chumps' parents are the best. They're the most beautiful people in the world, just like him. Like that's where he gets it from. They're actually quite secluded. They live down southern New South Wales on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. They live in a really small country town on the beach. There's not many people around. They don't have the support, say, that I do here on the Gold Coast. They are so in the thick of their grief. It's like they're never going to be okay. They're never going to repair from this. I mean, not even if they had the support, they're not going to. I mean, I've had Minnie for like literally a few days. It's incomparable, but I could not imagine losing Minnie and what that, like, I just have no words. Like, yeah, I've lost Chump. I can't even go there right now. I'm going through a bit of a phase where I'm really struggling to actually even look at photos of Chump or look at videos of him. Like, I'm going through a bit, but Chump's parents, like, they're so alone, they're so isolated, like, and on top of it, his mum was, gosh, when was it? Just before I had Minnie, diagnosed with lymphoma of the brain, which, like, I sometimes just think it was her body's response from maybe the grief. Like, it's just like, it's a full physical response to like such an emotional battle going on. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe she was going to have lymphoma of the brain and that was going to happen anyway. But yeah, it's just the wildest thing. Like, Dad was about to pass away from brain cancer. I'm about to have a baby. I just find out that Sal's got lymphoma of the brain. I'm saying it's fucking obviously not about me at all. But it's there's fucking no words for what Chris and Sal have to cope with. And they are such a unit. When one of them's down, the other one's down. Like, there's no two ways about it. I just, the everything that they go through is, I've just like got no words. They're the most beautiful family ever. Chump's sister's amazing as well. She lives in Wollongong, so not too far away from Chris and Sal, but obviously works full time. It's really hard. And now that I'm back on the Gold Coast, when I was in Sydney, I saw Sal and Chris a few times, and like they've met Minnie a handful of times, and I'll go and spend some time with them in July before we go away, for sure. But yeah, it is quite hard with a newborn to travel a lot, and like we speak all the time, FaceTiming, where we've got a super deep connection and we'll always be bound together. And whether I had Minnie or not, we will. Chump's family and me, we're family. We're so tight. Like, say if Minnie wasn't here, we'd still be such a unit and we'd be helping each other through our grief. But like, if I'm honest, they'll never be okay.
I think it's like a different level of loss when it's your child as well.
Yeah. I think like you just can never compare.
In their eyes,
like,
it's deep.
Yeah, you can see it deep. Like, I think nurturing a baby and bringing it up their whole life, and like, you live for your children essentially, and like then they just get kind of ripped away from you, and like, I don't know, I just feel like, and then being like further removed, like they weren't with him all the time. Like, I don't know, it's like, it must just be, I can't even, they like, we can imagine each other's pains, but kind of not even, because it's so different. Like, for me, it's just this massive hole, but I'm so busy. I can I can get through each day. And it's not, and Minnie's never going to, and that's the thing, like, they can't just adopt a kid. And exactly. Like, they could adopt a kid, but like, do you know what I mean? Nothing will ever replace Chump. Like, you can't just, their son is gone. It's just never, ever going to be okay. And Minnie's never going to be a replacement for Chump, even for me. Like, of course, but she's
keeping me busy. She's keeping me going, and she's the best thing in the fucking world. And I do look at her and I see Chump. All I can see is Chump. She looks like him. Like her eyes, I literally stare into her eyes, and all I can see is him. Like I've been having these moments with her lately where she'll look to her eyes are literally, it's like his eyes just went into her. It's just the most crazy thing. And sometimes we really have these moments, and Rummy will be like acting weird too, and we'll all be kind of looking at each other, and I just know that Chump's there, and it's just wild. But yeah, Chump's not there in a physical sense, and we feel it completely. There's definitely no one is hello Rummy. No one's no one's making up for the loss of him. And so basically back to Sal. So she's doing treatment, we're working through her cancer, and it's just a battle. And I can't say how it's all going to go yet, where she's kind of in a recovery phase at the moment, so we're just hoping she gets into remission. And I just cannot wait to go, and I can't wait for the next month or something to be over, because it's a massive month for me. A bit stressed about a few things coming up, and can't wait to just go down there and just fucking chill with them. Have Minnie, they can just take her and have her and just lap her up, and have Rummy down there and just go and cruise by the beach at their place and just absolutely chill and not do anything for a week down there. I'm craving that so much, and craving some time with them as well. And
do you think that Minnie has given you all like another perspective on loss?
I think
like she's never going to fill the hole or fill the void, but like where do you think that she fits into this little equation of,
I think Minnie, like I actually think you just see, I reckon this is going to sound so corny, but like you just see life through a new lens. Like when I'm on my phone or something and I see Minnie looking at me on my phone, I'm a bit like, fuck, don't look at me while I'm on my phone. Like this is really bad. So you kind of like, I don't know, I take her everywhere. Like obviously I take her everywhere with me, and you kind of like look at the world like from a new perspective, and you look as though how she would be looking. Like I'm like, oh, you're seeing trees, and then you kind of talk like green trees, green leaves, there's the beach, there's the water, there's the waves, there's the sun, there's the birds, there's like, this is sand, this feels funny. Like it gives you a new perspective on life in general, and nature, and the beauty of all the tiny little things in the world. And I think that's why I was getting so emotional when Laura was talking about like the beauty in the small things in the last episode, because I was just like, wow, I'm like seeing all these little things again for the first time. And I think it has, I don't know when it comes to loss, if it's given me a new perspective on loss, because I'm still honestly so confused about like, I still can't even believe he's gone. And like, I don't know, I still can't even believe my dad's gone. I feel like I'm just back up here and he's down there. It's like it's the weirdest thing where my head's at right now. I can't explain it. But in terms of has she given me a new perspective on loss, I think she's given me a new perspective on the fragility of life, and how, is that even a word? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
But how like like anything could happen. And I never want to be like, hold any hostility towards anyone, or I just want to lap up love and people around, and just like be so appreciative of everything. Like anything could happen, and she just makes me feel like I've just got to really appreciate everything. Fuck me, can't talk, can't think right now.
We have a specific listener question, and it's, I'm considering being a single mum, but I don't have a massive support network. Do you have any advice?
I think no matter whether you have a big support network or not, obviously it's going to make it a bit easier if you do, but the rewards when you have that baby, like it's always something, if you don't do, you're going to look back and be like, I wish I did that. I think you can never go wrong with creating life, maybe I would say. And yeah, it's going to be fucking hard. It's going to be really hard. And it's going to be hard whether you have all the support in the world or not, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's a few obviously factors that are going to make it easier. You'll end up putting your bub into childcare at some point, hopefully, and that'll give you a bit of time and make your life a little bit easier if you can do that. I would, and like I don't know what this person's plan is. Like, I'm sure one day you'll get into a relationship where that person can help you out, or I'm not sure, but I would definitely recommend. I would recommend having a little bub because they're the best things in the world.
And are you thinking of getting a nanny?
Am I thinking of getting a nanny? Like a full-time nanny?
I mean, just, I guess. Not a full-time nanny, but just a nanny in general, like to help here and there.
I do think sometimes it'd be good to have like an au pair. Is that what? Yeah. I don't really know how that works. Like someone that lives with you and like studies or something. I don't know. No, I'm actually not thinking really of doing that. I think that was a thought in my head for a minute. But no, I think I'll just get a babysitter sometimes. Like I think it's really important to.
You've got so many people around you that like want Minnie at any chance.
I am really lucky. I am so lucky. Like these people, like all the time. Like we're about to record, and I can just. And I feel like bad saying this because lots of people don't have this, but I can just call up like a bunch of friends randomly and be like, "Oi, what are you like?" Heaps of my friends don't work either, or they have, I don't know. Lots of people don't work your standard 9 to 5, so I can be like, "Oi, can you like have Minnie for an hour in an hour? Like, can you help us out a bit? Do us a solid? I'll take you out for lunch."
Ad break. It's funny because originally Chloe got me onto Esme back in the day and I've been using it ever since. Like Chloe, my constant staple is their hyaluronic skin serum and the anti-redness minty green smoothie serum for calming my inflamed areas. I'm so addicted to these two. The mini green, we're going to call it the mini green smoothie. It's bright green and it looks like a drink. It's so good on my face.
Yes, doll, here to influence you always. It's part of both my morning and evening routine. After cleansing, the hyaluronic skin serum goes straight onto my face morning and evening. Don't forget to take advantage of our special Darling Shine offer and receive a massive 20% off site-wide, including their bundles. Use code Darling Shine at checkout. Code is live until the 22nd of May, 2022.
Holy shit, just realised the time. I'm making the executive decision now. Britt and Chloe, better listen to me for once. We are doing 2 parts to this Q&A episode. We're about to wrap up the first part. How about we go into the quick fire questions at the end because we got about 7,000 fucking questions. Let's answer a few of these and then we'll go into those other deeper ones.
Yeah, you guys definitely want to know a lot.
Next episode. So I hope that's okay with everyone. There's going to be 2 parts to this ep. Let's wrap up with a few of these questions. So Chloe, how do we find being in business together and being friends at the same time?
It's actually funny because I feel like as a rule of thumb, everyone's always like, don't go into business with friends. And I actually still think that that's a really good rule. But for some reason for us, we've got this.
I think because
we're very different. You specify in fucking around. I
specify in mucking around.
I specify in to-do list.
And getting shit done.
So it's like there's no headbutting.
There's
sometimes some headbutting.
Maybe if I specified in getting shit done, you'd fucking hate me. I reckon you would. I reckon you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
That's classic.
That's why we get along because like I actually like doing the shit and I like being able to be like, okay, you do this.
And I actually do say this out loud to people all the time and to Chloe, like people, as you said, do say don't get into business with your friends. And I've always said that. To be honest, if I thought this was going to be a business where we would, get sponsorship and make a bit of money, I honestly would not have done it. Chloe wouldn't have gone into business with you. I thought this was a fun little project where we were just going to. And it is. No, it's fucking fun. I absolutely love it. Honestly, I'm so glad I've done this. Anyway. But
I think that the way that it's just evolved as well, because when we started this, we had no fucking idea that 2 years down the track, Chloe would have had a 3rd miscarriage. Like we wouldn't have had anything to fucking talk about.
We didn't realize we'd have so much to say. Holy shit. Like obviously I think the podcast came from really shit circumstances. It's kept me going in ways that it's my counselling though at the same time.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
And I am really grateful for it. But no, I didn't think it was going to become our business. I thought it would just be a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'm glad that that's happened like it has,
Yeah.
because I probably wouldn't have been like, let's go into business and make money together.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's just go and have fun and see what happens is what we did.
Yeah. And I think as well, like we've learned so much about each other, and in the interim we've been able to help so many different people, because I felt like at the very beginning when we used to sit on the couch, we used to be like, fuck, we got a bit to say. Like we need to like get some of this shit out there. And it all kind of evolved out of the sperm retrieval with Chumpy. Ellidy was like, I need to tell people this shit, because like what happens if this happens to someone else and they don't know about it? And, you know, you've helped so many different people along the way. And yeah, we've got such different circumstances. So I think that that's why it works. Like if we were both going down if we were both in the same shoes, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
We'd butt heads
God,
for sure.
no.
We're like in the complete different lanes, so
Actually,
it does work.
Crazy. And like things just keep happening, and there's just more and more topics that we realize we need to bring to light
And learn about as well, which I'm learning every single day.
It's keeping my brain going, because
Yeah.
I feel like if
feel like
I
I'm
didn't
back
do
at
this,
school.
I'd be with Minnie mucking around, and I'd be like,
Yeah, what the
my
fuck would
brain
you be
most of the time is like those monkeys going bang, bang, bang. But I am like 10% of the time fucking using it. That's stunning for me.
I love
feel like
that.
Minnie's already smarter than me. Like I see the way that she looks into people's souls and looks at the world, and I'm like, bitch,
so
you've been here for like 700 years or 700 times, and I've been here like once.
She's so
I'm a
good.
dumbass.
I love her.
But,
All right, next question.
How's the quick fire questions that take like 7 hours to answer?
Yeah, we're going to get
Far
better
out.
at answering quicker questions.
How do you guys deal with each other? You're both grieving what each other has. This is a good question, because just to recap, I lost my partner, Chumpy. Chloe obviously has a partner, Fisher. And then I've had Minnie, our baby. Chloe's obviously longing for her baby and keeps losing babies. So in essence, we both are like, we want what each other has, right?
Yeah.
And I'm grieving what you have, and you're grieving what I have. And to be honest, I am so like, I can deal with you guys. I love you guys. It's a very valid question, because I do see you guys flourish, and you're amazing.
I definitely feel bad as well sometimes, because I'm
No.
like, you know, this is a valid question, I guess, because it's like Paul and I, yes, we've got each other. We're so madly in love, but then I look at you, I'm like, you didn't choose, but then it's like I didn't really choose to. It's so weird. It's like it's a really weird one, but we work so well, because I feel like we've been able to, like Ellidy and I were only just saying last night to each other, it's like we've become so close in amongst all this. I couldn't actually imagine doing this alongside any other person.
Neither.
Like no one understands me like Ellidy, and I try my best to understand you as best as I possibly can. I feel like I'm there for you as much. Like every day we message each other every single morning, like, hey, I love you. Like, are you okay? And you okay?
And I think, like, I was just thinking, it makes me so emotional. But I was just thinking, like, the other day when you guys did lose the twins and you guys were so fucking broken, I was like, oh my God, I need to go over there. I want to bring them things. I want to, let's go down to the beach and do something. Like, we need to celebrate those little lives that we've lost, and also grieve. And like, I knew that you guys were in a way, and you guys were like, yes, come over. And I was like, do I bring fucking Minnie? Do I rub it? Like, not that it's rubbing it in your face that I have a baby, but I felt like it was. But the most beautiful thing about you two, and this is why I can deal with you two, is because you guys are the best. It's because all you wanted to do was see Minnie. Fish was like, please bring her over. And I was like, oh my God, I could have not brung her, because I was like, you guys just lost your babies. Do I really just want to bring my baby over? But you guys are just like, give me Minnie. I love her. I love her. Like, and she's a different specimen. No, but like, you guys are so genuinely happy for me that I have Minnie, and it's not a jealousy thing at all. Like, you actually just love me and you love her, and I can see that and I feel that.
I just feel like we're so lucky to have her. Like, fuck, imagine if we didn't have Minnie.
I mean, and imagine if I didn't have you. Like, it's just like, it would be. Not that Fish is my husband.
No, but it's brought us into, like, it's such a weird thing to try and make into words. I'm lost for words here now, but like, it's created us into this like weird family. Like, you're my sister.
Yeah.
But then Minnie's like my child. Ellidy and I were talking to Minnie, and we were saying to Minnie the other day, we're like, you do realize, like, when you get older,
you've got two mums and one dad.
You've got two mums and like a fake dad, and people are going to be like, you know, what was
she's
saying?
got two dads because my brother's amazing and obsessed with it as well. So she actually literally does have 100% two mums and two dads. It's
like
so
she's,
cute.
but she's going to be brought up like going to school, going, fuck, I've got it. I don't just have to deal with my own mum, but I've got this other psycho
pest
chick that's trying to like.
And I was thinking, like, what if other kids are like bullying, like, no one's going to bully her for not having it. But people will be like, your dad died, you don't have a dad or something. And she'll be like, yeah, bitch, but I've got 100 fucking mums and they're all pests, but I love them. Do you? I don't know.
Yeah, no, seriously. We're in this one big happy family, and I can't wait to, it's going to,
And I do, like, obviously I look at you and Fisher and you most beautiful couple, and like I do, well, none of wish Chump was here, but I love you guys so much. I love him. He's the man, and if he was a jerk, I would be a bit like, oh fuck you guys, this isn't fair that Chump's gone, like this isn't fair.
Yeah.
And it's not fair, it's never going to be fair, but I love Fisher, and it's the same. Like, all I want for you guys is to have a bubby, and I look at Minnie and I get so upset that she's now nearly 6 months and I'm still waiting for you.
But maybe it's all meant to be this way, that we get to have this time with Minnie. Like, this is Minnie's time. This is Minnie's limelight.
Yeah, it's like we could go on and on and on about this.
Okay, let's wrap this question up.
Oh my God, lol. Tips for my partner who's gaming too often. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Chump went through a gaming phase for a minute and I was like, no. I'm chucking this thing in the bin. I cannot cope.
Paul said once, he's like, I'm going to get an Xbox. I'm like, fucking no, you're not. You complain that you don't have enough hours in your day. You get a fucking Xbox.
Fuck Xbox.
Nah.
Diet and exercise. What do we eat in a day? Such a lol. The other day, Chloe goes to me, so do you have to like pep yourself up when you go through drive-through? Like, you got to really like get ready for the moment. You're about to go to Macca's. And I was like, no, what are you talking about, mate? You just get in the car and drive through. I don't even think about it. Sometimes I come out the other side of drive-through and I'm like, just got another 6-pack of nuggets. Fuck. I was like,
no, it's like a mental game with me, fast food, because like I like trying to be so healthy, but then I'm like, all I feel like is a fillet of fish. Like, all I want is that. But then one side of my brain's going like, don't get it. And I'm like, I know, but that's all I want. Like, I don't want that. So it's like a psycho. Like, even yesterday when I was at the airport, I was like, oh, I probably should have a salad. Like, I've been eating shit the whole time on the plane. But then I was like, fuck, that Red Rooster chicken burger looks that good. And I was like, you know what, Chloe, follow your heart. Get the chicken burger. I sat down. I'm like, why is there no one else eating chicken burgers in here? And I realized it was like 9 a.m. because I was on like a different time zone. So definitely Red Rooster chicken burgers. I'm a full converted chicken burger eater.
I'm not sure about Red Rooster. I don't think I like the logo, so I don't go there.
Okay. That's a good enough
That's weird,
reason.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I love the Macca's logo. Like,
everything,
it just draws me and it speaks to me.
So yeah, diet and exercise. We generally do eat well. Ellidy's a really good cook. And exercise-wise, I haven't exercised since November because of my wrist, but it's getting much better now. So this week I'm going to start doing – I still can't – I love doing yoga, and I've always been into doing that. I'm not like a hardcore exerciser. Before my wedding, I was a hardcore exerciser, and I got that ripped. I was feeling pretty good with myself.
Yeah, you all.
But now I think this week, since this time at home, like I'm going to be home for 5 weeks now, I'm going to get into bar, because I still actually unfortunately can't really do yoga, I don't think, because I can't put weight on my wrist still, but I can do bar, which is just like basically squats.
And like, that's
so I'm gonna have a really tight ass for Europe.
It's gonna look so good. Your arms will have no muscle, and your legs will
work on my stomach though.
But I really am all about incidental exercise. Like, I'm always like, I don't stop. I hate the computer. Yeah. I'm always running around doing things like walking around the shopping centers or the beach or whatever, and not knowing I'm doing all these steps and shit. So I'm into that. If you guys are. If you go easy on yourself. If you're a busy bee, you're probably doing some special calorie losing counting, whatever the fuck that shit is. Step count. That's what I meant.
Do you feel? What do you wish you could tell your younger self? Well, we just did an episode on that, so you can go back and listen to that.
What procedures have we had done? Botox, etc.
Where do you want to start?
I haven't had that done.
You've still got those doots on you.
Yeah, so I will talk about what I got done recently. I got done, fibroplasma. needling, where basically they like they basically do, it's not just normal needling, they get like this hot needle that goes in and kind of burns inside your head, and I think it essentially creates scar tissue and then like tries to stretch your face back when it heals, if you know what I mean, like it kind of heal. So it's like meant to be a natural kind of Botox situation. And my friend is a legend. She kind of not practices on me, but she's just amazing at it. And she's just like, we're going to try all these things on you. She's the best. You guys
I've had skin needle. Whenever I'm in Australia, there's a place in Burleigh Heads called Skin Forum, and I always, every 6 weeks, will get skin needling on my face. I love that. I swear by that. And then in the middle of that, I'll do like microdermabrasion things. As for Botox, I haven't actually had anything done with my face, but I have had lip filler. I've had 0.5 mil here and there.
It's always very unnoticeable for
but
you.
I'm stoked that it took me so long to want to get that. And I was so hesitant because I'm like, I don't want to like look.
You get it naturally done.
I don't want to like look like I've got these big pouty lips, but it was because when I would smile, I would like literally have no top lip at all. I had inverted lips basically. Paul and I both have inverted lips.
Can't move to the Gold Coast and not have lips.
When we have a child, our child's going to have no lips at all because Paul has got no top lip. I had no top lip. And now I'm like, that was the best thing I've ever done. I feel I love it. I feel so much better with like having a little bit of lip. Like you've got lips naturally.
Everyone asks if they're fake. Do just want to tell everyone they're not. They're real. Me and my brother have these big lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
love
could.
That
Yeah,
for you.
if they were fake, I'd be pissed off because they're quite lopsided. So they'd be doing a bodgy job on them.
Yeah, no, they look pretty good to me.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not against people that get Botox, but I feel funny about it. But maybe I'll feel different when I feel really like.
I honestly, wrinkly. I've like questioned it because I was like, I feel like I could just, like my eyes are a bit, heavy. Like I feel like I get like a brow lift or something. And I've asked the girls at Skin Forum before, and they're like, honestly, you could probably do more damage than like. You don't need to do it. Yeah, she's like, you don't need to do it. Yeah, you don't have lines on your head. You don't have any of that. Like, just don't.
You do have amazing skin. I feel like I've aged like about 700 years lately. Like I do have full wrinkles.
But anyway.
But once you start, that's it. I think you have to keep it up. I don't know anything about this shit anyway. I can't believe people ask because I can't be giving advice on that.
Can't you tell we've all had heaps of Botox?
We've had heaps of we're just Gold Coast girls, fake everything. No, I just thought of something really funny as well. Byron Bay is that show in Byron Bay. Sucks, by the way. They like rinse Gold Coast people the whole time. Have you watched it? Like, there's all these like hippie vibe people in Byron, and they're like, "Oh, you're from the Gold Coast. Oh, the Gold Coast. Everyone's so fake up there." And I'm like, "Mate, you live half an hour down the road. Get a grip. Are you having a laugh?"
From the Gold Coast.
Literally, but like they're like half the people in Byron, they're like bagging this chick out that's come from the Gold Coast to live in Byron, and she's not even.
Yeah,
people will like. Yeah.
I didn't. I actually couldn't finish it. It was too much
cringe.
For me. I was like, this is not what Byron
but
is like.
Byron Bay was bagging the Gold Coast out on the show the whole time, and I was like, guys, you're pretty much in the same fucking suburb. Beat it. Like
my neighbors.
Get over yourself.
I've got gay neighbors in LA, and they're the best. And they texted me the other day, and they're like, we're on a plane, and like, what is this Byron Bays? Like, I'm gonna start, and I was like, don't do it. And they're like, it's a bit weird. Is this what it's like in Australia? I'm like, no.
I wonder if it's just going to pop off like the hills. Like people overseas would love it because they're like, oh, this Byron Bay place, rah, rah, rah. Like,
it's the word.
Because I'm watching it and I'm like,
it
doesn't portray Byron Bay. Byron's actually like, I don't know, it's the lamest show ever.
It's just watch the show and then think the opposite.
Yeah.
Opposites day. It's opposites day in Byron Bay.
That's what it should be called. See, Chloe's funny.
For once.
All right, we're going to wrap up now. We're not even going to do the asking for a friend because we did about 700 of them just then.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Love you, everyone. Love everyone. Bye.
Bye.